This is Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai. We're on the bus. The pups are over there, the real Indian dogs. They're not fake Indians. By the way, those dogs are actually known as a Native American Indian Shepherd breed. They're actually come from the Native American Indians. They bred these dogs. There's a great woman in Michigan who still continues in this tradition. And they're the most amazing dogs, real Indian dogs. But today we're going to go to a fake Indians town hall, Elizabeth Warren. And what I want to encourage everyone to do is ask me anything you want. You know, this campaign is fully transparent. If any one of you guys want to call me, you can call me on my cell phone, which is 617-500-1988. Politicians have 20 layers. This campaign is fully transparent. Any of the press listening can come to my home to interview me. Elizabeth Warren, by the way, is afraid to have press come to her home because they're probably afraid all the artwork and tens of millions of dollars she's accrued from lying over the years, she doesn't want people to see. But this campaign is fully transparent. So you want to understand, and we all need to understand, that Elizabeth Warren is a white supremacist. She represents the white liberal racists of Harvard University, which thrive on race war, but they also thrive on Cold War. Recently, if you look at the Putin-Trump meeting, Elizabeth Warren was against it. Why? And we really need to ask why. So I'll start with that question, and I encourage everyone to ask me anything, but why is Elizabeth Warren against Putin and Trump meeting? And what is this nonsense with Russia collusion? Let me tell you what it's really about. The Russian people, by the way, we should remember, they lost more people in World War II than any country. 2 million people, the Russian people lost fighting the Nazis in the Battle of Stalingrad. The Russian people are actually our allies, and the deep state, people like Elizabeth Warren, who support defense contractors and warmongers, do not want us colluding with Russia. We should be colluding with Russia. Why? Because Russia and the people of Russia have gone fully organic. They threw out Monsanto. They're throwing out all of these companies which thrive on poisoning our children. We need to learn from Russia how they got rid of Monsanto, because Monsanto single-handedly, along with Dow, poisoned our soldiers with Agent Orange, and they poison our people with destroying the food. And we cannot ignore the importance of that. Elizabeth Warren voted to support Monsanto. That is why she does not want us colluding with Russia. We should collude with Russia. They're great people. They fought Nazis. They're now moving towards fully being organic. And Putin is a strong leader. He believes in local, his nationalism, and so does Donald Trump. Nationalism, progressive nationalism, is a good thing. Strong borders are a good thing. This is what good countries are made of. You start with ourselves, and then you can start talking about other people. So, what questions do we have? Marcelo, got any other questions coming through?
No questions, but I guess we can talk about the point of this town hall is to talk about how we can support Massachusetts families. How will you, as senator, support Massachusetts families?
Yeah, so the question is, how will the Shiva for Senate campaign, what does it stand for supporting Massachusetts families? First of all, we have to understand that the Republicans and Democrats have shorted the people of Massachusetts. Black, white, brown, yellow. They've sold them all out. And let's look at the actual data. $8 is a net worth of a black person in Boston. $8. Poor white people have the highest opioid addiction, 3 times the national average in Massachusetts. We have the worst skill-based training here. For every 17 skilled job openings, only 1 person is skilled. That's what the sewer in Massachusetts has created. We don't produce enough skilled labor anymore. The swamp in Massachusetts, the Republican-Democrat swamp, thrives on a 1-mile radius around Harvard and MIT. That's who they fund. And that's all the rich and wealthy elite people. That's who they care about. They have not supported anything outside of there. They don't support Springfield. They don't support Worcester. They just care about themselves. So what they have delivered to Massachusetts is devastation, segregation, and racism. The other thing that they've delivered in a very simple way is the worst infrastructure. The civil engineering report of last year showed Massachusetts got, I believe, a D plus or an F minus something in that range for the worst infrastructure. The subway system here doesn't work, worst bridges, worst public infrastructure. Think about it. This is the place where MIT and Harvard are, and yet you have the worst infrastructure. That's what the swamp has delivered. So how do we solve that? Well, number one, we need more VOTEC schools. That's how we solve many things. Put 2 or 3 VOTEC schools in Springfield and Worcester and Roxbury, and that's how we get people off welfare. That's how we stop racism, because we get people empowered. They can get 6-figure jobs, electricians, plumbers, software engineers. That's the number one thing to do. Look, I learned how to program as a 14-year-old kid. I don't need to run as a career politician. I already have a job and I can keep working. So this is about service. We start getting people skilled, then we'll have more people to serve this country in a meaningful way. Number one, more VOTEC schools. Number two, we have to solve the infrastructure problem in the state. Number three, we have to solve opioid crisis, but that's not going to come through Mitt Romney, Republicans, or Democrats. They are making billions of dollars by promoting methadone. Billions. They don't want to solve the opioid crisis. Some of you may have seen, I actually have a solution for the opioid crisis. It's based on a holistic approach where you deal with the family, in-home, and it was designed by Dr. Kishore, where he helped 250,000 patients, and he was thrown in jail because his opioid solution actually worked. Next question, Marcelo.
So next question, what would you do as senator to address our wars in the Middle East right now? And what do you think Elizabeth Warren, how do you think she's addressing it? And what are her faults related to foreign policy?
Yeah, so the question is, what would I do to the wars in the Middle East, and how has Elizabeth Warren done it, and how would I do it? Look, if everyone goes to my website, Shiva for Senate, by the way, anyone listening, go to Shiva for Senate and become a road warrior. You can point to right there, Marcelo. That's a road warrior magnet over there, and everyone should get to get a road warrior magnet. Everyone listening is working people. It's hard to volunteer for a political campaign, but you can go for $15 plus some shipping, all made in America. Get those road warrior kits, put them on your car, and that's how you can help us, because the more people see that, the more we win. But getting back to foreign policy, Elizabeth Warren, by the way, voted for a higher military budget. She wanted a higher military budget than Trump. She wanted to bomb the hell out of Syria. She didn't want Trump meeting with North Korea. She didn't want Trump meeting with Putin, right? She wants war. Why? Because she gets funded by the defense contractors of Massachusetts, General Dynamics, Raytheon, all these people. She wants war. This is what the lefties need to understand. She misleads the left. She's a warmonger. Elizabeth Warren does not want peace. She wants war. If you go to Shiva for Senate and you go to the About Us section, and you will see that I've always been a political activist. In 2007, when it was unpopular to say stuff against the Iraq War, on my PhD day graduation, I held up a huge poster which said U.S. out of Iraq. That's who I am. I'm a fighter. Elizabeth Warren is a fake fighter. She's a fake Indian, and she's a white supremacist. So Elizabeth Warren's foreign policy is to get us into more wars and not have borders. We need to put our defense funding into protecting our borders and stay the hell out of other countries, and if anything, build bridges like President Trump is trying to do. That's what I'll do.
Okay, last question. A lot of people that support Elizabeth Warren keep calling you a racist and a neo-Nazi. A recent article written by mainstream media said that you were one of the candidates running in support of neo-Nazis. This is what they've used to divide the people, the left, from the left and the right. What do you think about Elizabeth Warren supporters calling you a racist?
Yeah, so it's fascinating, right? Let me repeat the question. The question is, the mainstream media is trying to characterize me, a dark-skinned Indian guy. By the way, let's show the picture again to see the difference. And when you look at the difference, we can see who the white supremacist is. The white supremacist is Elizabeth Warren, who cheated and lied to get into Harvard. She took advantage of affirmative action. That's white supremacy. That's racism. She pits blacks against whites. That's racism. I have fought racism all my life, and my record speaks for itself. People can go look at my work at MIT in 1981. 1990, all the way. I'm the guy who exposed Monsanto, which is a white supremacist organization which wants to go tell all the darkies in Africa and India that they need GMOs. It's a neo-missionary model. In the old days, the missionaries went and told all the dark people that they were heathens. Well, that's what Bill Gates is doing. That's what Elizabeth Warren is doing, telling all the darkies that they need to consume poisonous food. And in fact, that's what they're doing to poor whites and poor blacks in this country. They get GMOs while the whitey Warren gets to eat good organic food. She's a white supremacist, and to label me as a white supremacist is so absurd that it's fantastic because it exposes them. So just remember, only a real Indian can defeat the fake Indian. We got another question.
So someone asked, it looks like Jeff Deal is going to win the Republican ticket. How do you differ from Jeff Deal?
Yeah, Jeff Deal is an example of a fake Trumper. You see, Massachusetts is known for innovation. It's known for sometimes bad innovations. It created Obamacare, if people remember. Obamacare, Romney Care came out of Massachusetts. Well, the people in power, the Republicans in power, were devastated that Trump won. Charlie Baker was against Donald Trump. I'll repeat, Charlie Baker, the Republican, was against Donald Trump and still is against Donald Trump. Jeff Deal endorsed Charlie Baker. This guy is a fake Trumper. The Massachusetts Republican and Democrat swamp have created a new innovation. And listen very carefully, that's called a fake Trumper. And the purpose of the fake Trumper is to take all of you amazing Trump loyalists who are not Republicans but who voted against both parties, who are actually Trumpers, anti-establishment, and suck you guys back into the Republican Party. And that's the purpose of Scumbag Dirty Deal. The guy is a failed sign salesman. His mama and papa bought him his first house. He's never held a real job in his life. He's a career politician, and people like him are the most insidious. It's easy to see Elizabeth Warren and Charlie Baker as the establishment, but Jeff Deal is Dirty Deal. His campaign manager is a Saudi lobbyist. Saudi lobbyist who screwed over our veterans. And furthermore, he doesn't even have a picture with President Trump. He photoshopped one, which we exposed. Dirty Deal, Jeff Deal, is part of the swamp of the establishment. All of you listening out there, got a big motorcycle giving us thumbs up here. Jeff Deal is no different like Bernie Sanders, who supported Hillary Clinton, who supports Elizabeth Warren. So when you think Bernie Sanders on the left, think Jeff Deal on the right. Fake Trumper, insidious swamp creature. That's Jeff Deal. Dirty Deal. Thank you very much. Again, remember, we're going to Great Barrington, Massachusetts. We're the ones on the road right now. We will meet Warren everywhere. We're the fighters. We're the only ones who know how to take on Warren. And by the way, I'm the only one who can defeat Elizabeth Warren, hands down. And that's why the establishment, that's why the Boston Globe does not cover us, because they want a stupid idiot like Dirty Deal to go against her, because Charlie Baker's offered Dirty Deal the job as lieutenant governor. Complete setup. Trumpers, do not be fooled. Thank you very much.